My friend, stop what you're doing right now and don't move another inch, because what you are about to hear is not just another video, not just another voice passing across a screen, and not just another message lost in the endless noise of the internet. Something is happening in this moment, right now, right here, as you're listening. This isn't coincidence. This isn't chance. You didn't just scroll here randomly. You didn't just end up here. You were led here. Something greater than you, beyond you, above you, has drawn you into this moment. And if you stay with me, if you refuse to click away, if you lean in and let every word sink deep into your heart, you will not leave the same. Something inside you is going to wake up. Something inside you is going to break open. Something inside you is going to come alive again. Because right now, whether you realize it or not, you are standing in the middle of a turning point. There are moments in life that pass, and there are moments in life that change everything. And this moment, this exact second, this breath you're taking while you watch, carries weight. You can feel it, can't you? That strange heaviness in your soul lately, that pull you cannot explain. That quiet whisper inside that keeps saying something is shifting, something is about to happen, something is getting ready to break open in your life. And maybe you're tired, maybe you're frustrated, maybe you've been through more in the past few months than anyone around you truly understands. Maybe you smile in public, but your heart is worn thin in private. Maybe you wake up tired, go to sleep thinking too much, and live your days somewhere between hope and exhaustion. And yet, you're still here. That matters. That means something. That means there is still something written ahead of you. That means your story isn't done speaking. That means there is still breath for a reason. Because your life may have been shaken. Your heart may have been bruised. Your faith may have been stretched thinner than ever before. But nothing about you is accidental. Nothing about your journey is wasted. Nothing about the battles you faced have been pointless. You have been walking through things that were not simply obstacles. They were preparation. Every quiet tear, every lonely night, every moment where you didn't know whether to hold on or let go, every day where it felt like the world kept spinning, but you felt stuck, every moment where your hope flickered but didn't die. Those weren't signs of failure. Those were signs of endurance. What you call survival, life calls strength. What you call barely holding on, destiny calls training. Because you haven't lived a painless story, you haven't walked an easy road. And yet, you are still breathing, still here, still moving, still fighting through every invisible storm. There is something powerful about someone who refuses to collapse. There is something extraordinary about a person who has every reason to quit but does not. There is something unexplainable about the resilience that refuses to break, even when shaken to its core. Life has thrown things at you that should have broken you. People have walked away when you needed them most. Plans have fallen apart. Trust has cracked. Expectations collapsed. There were seasons where everything seemed still on the outside, but chaotic on the inside. And through all of it, you didn't realize something important was happening. You were becoming stronger than you have ever been. There are seasons where nothing makes sense, and silence feels painful. Seasons where time feels slow, progress feels invisible, and the future feels foggy. You're not lazy. You're not lost. You're not failing. You're evolving. Growth doesn't always look loud. Transformation doesn't always come with applause. Sometimes the greatest rebuilding happens in seasons where nothing looks like it's moving. Sometimes the most powerful transitions happen quietly, internally, deeply, beneath the layers no one else can see. That's what this time has been doing to you. It has been refining you. It has been shaping your inner strength. It has been sharpening your awareness. It has been emptying what didn't belong, so there would be room for what's coming. Because something is coming, and you can feel it even if you cannot explain it. There's been pressure around you lately. That tension, that heaviness, that emotional weight that shows up even when life looks normal to others. That isn't dysfunction. That isn't weakness. That is preparation. That is the build-up before breakthrough. That is your life stretching to make room for the next version of you. Every time life is about to shift, there is always pressure. Before birth, there is contraction. Before a storm breaks, the air feels heavier. Before a door opens, waiting feels longer. You're not being crushed. You're being calibrated. Something inside you has awakened, and every part of your life is getting ready to align with what has already been forming inside your spirit. Right now, as you're listening, something inside you recognizes truth. Something inside you recognizes that this isn't entertainment. This is a calling to attention, a calling to awareness, a calling to step into courage, clarity, confidence, and deeper strength. You've spent so long doubting yourself, so long questioning whether anything will ever truly change, so long convincing yourself to stay small, stay safe, stay silent, so long telling yourself that maybe you don't deserve better, maybe life is just meant to feel heavy, maybe you're meant to settle for whatever comes. But today, something different is happening. Today, something deeper is speaking. Today is not about hype. Today is about awakening. Awakening to the truth that your life still holds purpose. Awakening to the reality that your journey is not random. Awakening to the understanding that every delay you've faced was not punishment. It was protection. Every door that shut was not rejection. It was redirection. Every moment where life slowed down wasn't failure. It was preservation. Timing matters. Alignment matters. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are right where you needed to be to hear this, right now, in this moment, because what's coming next requires a stronger you, a clearer you, a wiser you. And that's exactly who you're becoming. This is only the beginning of what I need to tell you. And what's ahead in the next portions will take you deeper, reveal more, and prepare you further for what your life is about to step into. But for now, breathe. Stay here. Stay leaning in. Because everything you've survived is leading somewhere greater. And the story of your breakthrough is just beginning. Listen carefully, because if you stayed through the first part, it means something inside you recognized that what you are hearing is meant for you. Not as background noise, not as casual content, but as a personal message reaching into the quiet spaces of your life that you rarely talk about. And now, I want you to lean in even closer, because what comes next isn't meant to excite you, it's meant to equip you. The journey you are on is changing shape. The ground beneath you is shifting, and whether you see it or not, you are walking into a season that requires your heart to be stronger, your mind to be clearer, and your soul to be steadier than ever before. You see, life doesn't always warn you before it shifts. Sometimes it comes suddenly. A phone call, a conversation, a moment that changes everything. But there is something even deeper than sudden change. It is the slow, silent transformation that happens when life takes you through experiences designed to awaken you. You've gone through moments that rewired how you see people, times that reshaped how you trust, situations that forced you to think differently about who you are and what you truly value. You may not have noticed it happening, but life has been building a new version of you beneath the surface. A you that refuses to tolerate what once drained you. A you that no longer settles for halfway love, halfway effort, halfway purpose. A you that understands that your peace is priceless, your heart is precious, and your destiny matters. There comes a point where you realize you're not the same person anymore, not because you became colder, but because you became wiser. Not because you stopped caring, but because you learnt the cost of giving your energy to what was never meant to stay. And that realization, even though painful, is powerful. Because growth isn't about becoming harder. True growth is about becoming truer. Truer to what you deserve. Truer to what you believe. Truer to who you were always meant to be. You have spent years learning lessons that didn't come from textbooks. They came from heartbreak, disappointment, betrayal, uncertainty, waiting, hoping, fighting, and rising again. You learned that not everyone who smiles stays. Not every promise holds its weight. Not every opportunity is meant to be chased. And though it hurt, it also cleared your vision. It made you see life with deeper awareness. You don't crave what breaks you anymore. You don't chase what confuses your spirit. You don't beg to be understood by people unwilling to see your worth. You are done shrinking to make others comfortable. You are done pretending you are okay when something inside you is screaming for more. That clarity is not bitterness, it is transformation. But let me tell you something else. Growth doesn't only reveal who others are, it reveals who you are becoming. And right now, you are stepping into the stage of your life where you are beginning to recognize your own strength. Not the loud kind that people cheer for, not the dramatic kind that makes headlines, the quiet kind, the inward strength, the kind that kept you standing when no one saw your tears, the kind that kept you believing when everything else said, give up, the kind that carried you when you didn't know how to carry yourself. There were days where you were functioning on empty, days when your body was moving but your spirit felt exhausted, days where you didn't know how to explain the heaviness inside you, so you just kept going, like everything was fine. That type of endurance shapes a person in ways nothing else can. And that endurance has reshaped you into someone capable of handling more than you ever thought you could. That isn't weakness. That is resilience forged by reality. But here's the truth. Many people never tell you. Strength is not just about enduring storms. It's also about realizing when it's time to rebuild, when it's time to step out of survival mode and into purpose, when it's time to stop merely existing and start intentionally living again. And that's where you are now. You are standing at the border between who you've been forced to be and who you are meant to become. Not the version shaped by fear, but the one shaped by freedom. Not the version shaped by wounds, but the one shaped by wisdom. There is something inside you that has always known you were meant for more than just stress and survival. More than living every day on autopilot. More than repeating the same cycles of worry, doubt, emotional exhaustion, and unfulfilling patterns. That's why, even when life got heavy, you never completely gave up. Something inside refused to die. Something inside whispered, hold on, this isn't the end. That whisper wasn't weakness. That was your destiny reminding you that your life still has chapters left to unfold. And now you are entering the stage where everything begins to connect, where dots start aligning, where moments that didn't make sense before begin to reveal meaning, where you finally begin to understand why certain things had to fall apart, why certain people had to leave, why certain seasons felt longer than they should have. Life wasn't punishing you. Life was preparing you to handle better, preparing you to receive greater, preparing you to recognize what's real when it arrives so you don't confuse it with what once hurt you. Right now, the atmosphere around your life is shifting in ways you cannot yet fully see. Opportunities are aligning, conversations are forming, doors are preparing to open, direction is getting clearer, understanding is becoming sharper, and you don't need to chase it. You just need to stay ready. You just need to stay awake. You just need to stay grounded. Because when alignment happens, it doesn't come to the version of you who was lost and confused. It comes to the version of you who learned, who grew, who endured, who matured. This next season of your life isn't asking you to fight the same old battles. It's asking you to rise differently, with more peace, with more discernment, with deeper self-respect, with greater trust in what's meant for you. Your worth is no longer something you question. Your voice is no longer something you silence. Your heart is no longer something you hand over carelessly. You are walking forward with wisdom now, and wisdom is powerful. So as you continue from here, stay with me, because there is still more I need to tell you. There is still deeper truth waiting to unfold. What's ahead in the next part will not just speak to your heart, it will prepare your future. And the journey we're stepping into next is where everything truly begins to shift. Stay, listen, be ready, because your story is not slowing down, it is accelerating. And the most powerful chapter is yet to come. If you are still here, still listening, still breathing through every word with your heart wide open, it means this message wasn't just meant to visit your life, it was meant to anchor into it. You didn't come this far accidentally. You didn't make it through part 1 and part 2 because you were bored. You stayed because somewhere deep in your spirit, you know this isn't just another piece of content. This is a mirror showing you strength you forgot you carried. This is a reminder of everything inside you that never stopped surviving. And now, as we step into this final part together, I want you to understand something crucial. This isn't the end of a speech. This is the beginning of a new story in your life. You have come through the weight of disappointment. You have stood in silence where there should have been answers. You have kept moving when standing still would have been easier. You have grown in seasons where nobody was applauding you. You have healed in spaces where nobody realized you were bleeding. And now, everything you've walked through has positioned you for this exact point. Not a random point, not an accidental chapter, a divine intersection. A moment where your past strength meets your future purpose. There is a shift happening inside you, even now as you hear this. Not just emotional hype, not just temporary motivation. Something deeper, a settling, a grounding, a realization that you are no longer who you used to be, and you cannot go back to that older version of yourself because that version wasn't built to hold what your future carries. You've outgrown certain fears. You've outgrown pretending. You've outgrown shrinking yourself to fit spaces you have already evolved beyond. And whether people around you understand it or not, your life is entering a new season of becoming. But here's the beautiful truth. This next chapter isn't about running faster. It isn't about forcing anything. It isn't about proving your worth to anyone. It is about stepping into alignment. It's about moving with intention instead of panic. It's about choosing peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, direction over distraction. This season is about stepping into who you were always meant to become with confidence rather than hesitation. Because no matter what you've lost, you didn't lose yourself. No matter what slipped through your hands, you didn't lose your ability to rebuild. No matter how many times you were hurt, you didn't lose your capacity to feel. You didn't lose your light. You didn't lose your worth. You didn't lose your purpose. Life tried to dim you, but it couldn't extinguish you. Life tried to break you, but it didn't destroy you. You are still here, standing, breathing, evolving. That means the story isn't over. That means there is more written ahead of you than what you left behind. You may not realize it, but right now, you are more ready than you have ever been. Ready to choose differently, ready to trust deeper, ready to welcome better, ready to set boundaries, ready to honor your peace, ready to protect your spirit, ready to build a life that feels like truth, not a performance. Ready to create a future that reflects your growth instead of your fears. The next part of your journey won't be defined by what hurt you. It will be defined by what healed you. It will be shaped by what you learned, not by what tried to break you. Everything that once threatened to destroy you became the very thing that strengthened you. Every unanswered question grew your wisdom. Every painful goodbye cleared space for something real. Every lonely night trained your courage. Every silent season deepened your faith in your own resilience. You are no longer walking blindly. You are walking awake. And as your future unfolds, you will begin to see something incredible. You will see doors open that once ignored you. You will see relationships that match your heart instead of draining it. You will see opportunities that align with your truth instead of pulling you away from it. You will see clarity replacing confusion, peace replacing anxiety, stability replacing chaos, direction replacing doubt. And when those moments come, you will look back and finally understand why things took time, why things didn't work out sooner, why some people couldn't stay, why some dreams needed to shift. You'll realize you weren't being delayed, you were being developed. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. Everything that once felt like limitation will reveal itself as alignment. But remember this, what's ahead will not simply appear for you, it will respond to you. It will respond to your courage, to your openness, to your willingness to step forward without clinging to your past. You don't have to drag old pain into new seasons. You don't have to carry old versions of yourself into new environments. You are allowed to let healing rewrite your story. You are allowed to feel safe again. You are allowed to believe again. You are allowed to dream again without whispering doubt in the background. Life is not finished with you. Possibility is not finished with you. Purpose is not finished with you. You are still becoming, still unfolding, still rising into the fullness of everything you were always capable of becoming. And what comes next will meet you with strength because you finally know who you are. So take a deep breath right now. Feel the weight that no longer belongs to you release itself. Feel your shoulders loosen. Feel your heart soften. Feel hope return. Feel the strength that has always lived inside you stand taller. This isn't the end. This is the turning point. This is the chapter where things begin to make sense. This is the season where you begin to walk with intention instead of uncertainty. This is where your courage finally meets your calling. And as you step forward from here, remember this moment. Remember this feeling. Remember that you are not weak for needing reminders. You are powerful for choosing to continue. You matter. Your life matters. Your story matters. You are not behind. You are becoming. And the world hasn't even seen the best of you yet. If this spoke to you, if it awakened something inside you, if you felt even a spark of strength return, then don't keep it quiet. Let your voice respond. Share your thoughts. Speak your truth. Stay connected. Stay present. Because your journey doesn't end here. It continues. And what's ahead for you is greater than what's behind.